Hi there, I'm Dean Heskin, the President and CEO of Swiss America Trading Corporation, and you are tuned into our podcast, The Secret War on Cash. And there is quite a war on our cash indeed taking place even as we speak, not least of which being our tariff war. And I have with me my co-host, Chris Agelastos. Good morning, Chris. How are you today?
Good morning. Doing well, thank you. Better than the markets, that's for
Better than the
sure.
markets, and well, gold market's doing all right.
Most of the markets, yeah, I should
That's
say. It's
exactly
more the
right.
stock market that's struggling.
But indeed, I mean that's the secret war on cash is indeed a war, and it goes by the name of or description of tariff war right now. So let's get
Mhm.
right into this. I actually like the word, and I mean the what's prompting this headline is not good, but I like the word. Don't be weak. Don't be a panicking. Trump urges
Yeah,
Americans to hold tight as countries from all over the world negotiate on tariffs. And we said this several podcasts ago, and it's only the number's only gone up since then. The number of times I've heard the word tariff in the course of even pre President Trump taking office is unbelievable. Like probably 1,000 times more than I've heard that word or term in my entire lifetime,
yep.
and it just keeps on coming. So Trump is saying, "Don't be a panicking," meaning let's not panic. Maybe I would imagine it's a play on American and panic. That has to be
Yeah.
somewhat the play on words there. What's he talking about when he's saying "do not be a" or "don't be a panicking," Chris?
Well, I agree with just about everything he's saying in this article, and sometimes that's hard to say with Trump. But I love how he is a straight shooter and he tells it like it is. And obviously, the stock market here in the U.S. and actually all over the world, all the major markets are struggling. Most others worse than ours, even. And he's telling Americans that calm down, be strong, be courageous, be patient. This will pay off. Essentially, sometimes you have to take medicine to fix some problems, and this is a temporary thing. So he's
He
just
said
trying
that
to calm
actually. I
people
saw that.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they quoted that in the article. So, and he points out some good facts. Look, this is causing other nations to negotiate with us. That was on the news again. I was seeing more of that this morning, and he's just emphasizing, look, we need a change in the current global trade situation, particularly with China, who is one of our largest trading partners, and one that you know pretty much universally tries to take advantage of other nations. I mean, they downplay it a little bit there in China, of course, but all the other nations agree that China is pretty shrewd when it comes to this stuff. So
Well, and
Trump
he
is
did.
saying,
Trump called them the biggest abuser of them all.
yeah, yeah, and it's true. Everybody knows it, but of course, China is calling us bullies. we're because we're fighting back against the abuses that we've received from them in trade wars. But I like the way he does it. I mean, he's not derogatory to their leader. He's actually pretty complimentary. Says he likes the guy, but there are some imbalances here, and like any healthy relationship, you need to discuss these things, try to fix the problems, and move on. So I am
Right.
optimistic that this is going to work out well for us, but you can't avoid the obvious fact that there are going to be some big speed bumps, especially in the stock market along the way.
Right, right. Well, what I do like, I'm personally speaking, I like math. I like working with numbers because numbers are accurate. And
Hmm.
for people, China is saying that Trump and the United States are being bullies. The thing that's very interesting is right here in the article. Trump says this is not sustainable. The United States can't lose $1.9 trillion on trade, and
Hmm.
the point being is like it's one thing if it was just, well, he's levying a tariff because they're levying a tariff against us, etc. But to actually see the numbers behind that, he's right. Something needs to be done. And with that being
Right.
said, let's go to the next article here. And on the heels of this, or related to this, President Trump threatening additional 50% tariffs on China. 50%. And it seems like, as China has referred to Trump as this bully, they're not backing down, and they're kind of being bullyish themselves, if you will. I mean, just
Yeah.
because they're not demanding a tariff, by them not, you know, acknowledging what's happening and negotiating or working with President Trump, they're being a bully of sorts as well. So
Hmm.
what's with the additional 50% tariffs, Chris? What's this going to do, or why is this number even being thrown out there?
Yeah, so well, because China added a 34% tariff increase on the U.S. In the last day or two, and Trump said, "Look, if you don't pull that back, if you don't pull back your retaliatory tariff, we're going to add an additional 50%," which he's actually, I believe, went into effect last night or this morning. So it's a little over 100%, I believe, a total tariff on Chinese goods. I think there are some exceptions for certain items and products and whatnot. So it's not just a blanketed tariff, but all the markets are obviously reacting to this, and yeah, I think what he's trying to do here is legitimately set up the country, the United States, for a positive future for those in the workforce now and future generations. I think he is really trying to right some wrongs that have happened to us over the last several decades. And he came out and said too, like most presidents, I think he said no other president would do this, would deal with this. He's also coming in a second term. He doesn't have to worry about reelection. So I think he's coming in and doing what he thinks is best for the country long term, even though there may be some short term pain, and there could be a recession. I mean, he has said that himself. It could last a few years, um, but if we end up in a better spot, if we can make it through it, which I'm confident we will, and we can end up stronger for it, that's a good thing. And I think this is also indicative of what future wars may be like. This really is a battle. It's a war, not just with China, but especially with them because of the large amount of trade we do, where we need to reestablish our territory in
Sure.
these trade wars. And I think it's a heck of a lot better than missiles being launched. I don't think we want to wipe them off the map, and they don't want to do that with us. We're both heavily invested in each other's nations, but we need to stand our ground and make sure that financially speaking, this is a mutually beneficial relationship. And for
Right.
too long now, it's been in China's benefit, and we need some more of that here. We need to fix some things here. We need to fix some infrastructure, invest some money in our communities, help our labor markets, and I sincerely believe that's what he's trying to do here. Even though I know, a lot of the political left pundits obviously want to beat him up and guess at what his real motivations are. But I truly think he wants to leave us better off than where he found us, and have that be his legacy, not for him, but future generations of Trumps as well.
Right. Yeah. And I really agree with you that this is probably what the new modern day wars look like, not weapons and arsenal, but rather, financial, which um, is no less devastating, just a different devastation, if you will. So, well, there is a war going on in our cash, ladies and gentlemen. And so if you have not received your free copy of our report, The Secret War on Cash, please do so by contacting Swiss America at 1-800-289-2646 or visiting us online at www.swissamerica, all one word.com. Or you can actually even text that 800 number, 800-289-2646. Send a text, say you'd like a copy of Secret War. Thank you for that, Chris. Thank you for those tuning in.
Yep.
And if you're not subscribed to this podcast, please do so. And we'd love to talk to you more in the future. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you real soon.